What's up there, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Derail Valley. So in the last episode we arrived here at Iron Ore Mine West and we dropped off these two wonderful orders that are now sitting here on the track. Today we have got 2 orders left to drop off as part of this 9-station run, and it's been incredible. So please do grab yourself a drink. Let's hit the rails. Okay then, yeah, so first things first, we've got 2 jobs left to drop off, and they're both at Machine Factory in town. Well, one's at Machine Factory Military Base, and the other is just at the town itself. So I'm just going to go into the hotbar and grab these 2 jobs and move them across to 1 and 2 in terms of slots. I'll hop down here into the light so we can take a look. So yeah, we've got a Machine Factory Military Base, which is these 3 cars, and then the cars in front, there's 10 of those, and they are going to Machine Factory. So what do we need to do? Well, we could set off, but we've got a couple of locos at the back here that we need to reattach to our train because we're going to take those with us. So let's firstly just move these girls back then and get them in position. I'm going to attempt a little bit of an experimental approach to this today just to see what happens. And yeah, we'll certainly try to have a good time with this today. We don't have any lights on. We don't have any wipers on. But there we go. We are now moving backwards. Yeah, so we arrived here. It's dark, it's rainy, but hopefully the sun will be coming up soon. What time is it? So yeah, 5:15, so we could expect to see some sunlight soon, I think. And we've got only 1 track free, I think, here to run down. So we'll just back these girls up into a position where we can take them down this track here. So that's our next step, basically. And there we go, they're in position. We'll get that door closed. I'm going to put this into forward for ready for our next move. And yeah, as part of this little test experiment thing that we're doing, I'm going to attempt to do, we'll hop up here. And, oh, we can't get in that way. Can we get in this way? Yes, we can. Right, I'm going to switch on the remote. I'm going to put it into receive and forward. As you can see there, everything's kicked off. As it aligns itself with the Loco at the front of the set. Close this door as well. Wow, the rain's bouncing off that there. That looks really good, actually. Right, let's go and see our locos at the front then, so we can take a look at it. Actually, before we do that, because I will forget, we'll throw that switch as well, just so that we are ready to go forward there, straight down. So yeah, so what we do have at the front is locos that are in the tunnel. I'll show you quickly. So we've got a DE6 here, a slug, our DE6, and then our DH4 as well here. So yeah, we're ready to go pretty much. The only thing I would say is, have we got any lighting on there? Apart from the main ones? No. Okay, lights on. Wipers are on. We'll leave them on. We're in the tunnel, but we'll leave the lights on. So this is in transmit mode and connected up to that DH6 at the back. So what I'm thinking here is, if we were to pull this train forward now, so we'll try and get a good view of this. We should see these cars move forward and this set of locos come forward at the same time, and hopefully we'll see some sort of correlation. I don't know which will arrive first, whether this will arrive here first or this. Because remember, I mean, we've got a lot of weight here. In fact, we've got too many locos turned on, I think. I was going to switch this one off. Wow, right. Bit of faffing on, around going on, but we'll switch this off. There we go. So we've got a DH4, our D6 and a slug. All our own locos running now, apart from the DE6 at the back. We've got our DE2, but that's not powered on at the moment. It's just acting as a control mechanism for the DE6. In fact, it's not even doing that right now because the DE6 currently is controlled by the remote MU. So, forward on this remote, which is connected to our DH4 in there, which is also connected to our DE6 and slug, and that's going to control everything. So, a little bit of power, break off, and we should see everything move forward here. So there goes those cars. Are these coming? They are. They are moving. I think these girls will be well and truly clear by the time those locos get down here. Yeah, they come in not very fast though. But yeah, you can do that if you want. And we'll probably try this again at some point. Probably in this video, I would have thought. And so here they come very nicely. And it looks like actually we might just see everything marry up nicely here. Just going to put a bit of brake on because I don't want too much craziness here. So this speed that's on here actually is the speed of the DH4 that registers on this remote. Got a slight misalignment there. Could have gone with going forward just a tiny bit more, but I think we'll be alright there. In fact, I think we can still connect up. Not quite, hold on. So there we go, we are connected up, which is exactly what we wanted. Now, these cars are just pulling onto this piece of track, so that's absolutely fine, there's no problem, as far as I can tell. I'm going to cut out this brake so that we have complete control from the front. And I'm going to start moving things forward now. And there we go. We are married up. We are getting a bit of wheel slip at the front there. Because the game thinks that we're... Well, we are probably at the front now. That DH4 should be out of the tunnel, I would have thought. And therefore, it is slipping on wet track. It's not out of the tunnel yet. Yeah, it's still slipping on wet track, even though it's not wet in this tunnel. So yeah, you do get that. You do get a bit of that, unfortunately, with this game. Okay, we'll hop back in. Next thing we're going to do is just check our switches. So that switch there will lead us into Machine Factory. We've got a drop-off at E3I, military base. I thought they'd fixed this tunnel artifacts, but anyway. We've got a switch coming up as well, which you won't see on the route map, but it's... Oh no, it is that one first. But this switch here is the one I'm talking about. Now this one leads off to pick up the micro shunter in a garage. Now if you don't already have that, that's where it is. And it is part of the train route, so you want to be careful that that switch isn't thrown, because if you're going at speed down here, you could find yourself in trouble. But we are going to do a couple of things here. So I'm going to switch this switch firstly to the left, because the front part of our train is going into here, which I'll just review in a sec. The second thing that we're going to do is to have the rear of our train go into here, so it's That switch needs to be that way and then there to take that into E3I. And then the second job that we've got is going into C4I. So again, back to this map. And C is now set up to go into C4I there. So we're all good. So what I'm now going to do is apply a bit of power. Turn the wipers off now. And Jaeger is moving down to Machine Factory. Whoa, careful guys. Getting a bit of beeping action going on. I think that's still wheel slip happening. Actually, this DH4 isn't powered on. So all of that slip that's going on, that's the DE6s. So we've got two D6s that are on here. One here and one at the rear of the train, and we've got our slug, which should be pummeling away there as well. So you can hear her there. Always wants to put you in the cab there instead of allowing you to go where you want to go teleportation wise. But yes, we are going to be arriving at Machine Factory pretty quickly here, but I'll just keep the power on for now. You see Machine Factory ahead here. I'll just knock the power off. I'm just going to go ahead here. So our first switch is here, and like I said, it's set to take the front part of the train across that way, basically into C. Is where the rear part of the train is going to go that way and then round and that across there into military. Actually crosses the other track. So we could have an interesting situation here, to use that remote again with two locos that won't be connected together at the time. Hills are looking beautiful here. I do wonder if that's where we've been. It's kind of like in that direction where we've been, isn't it? Yeah, but more so like that's behind here, isn't it? Right, let's put a bit of brake on here because we are flying a little bit more than what I would have wanted. So there's the front of the train going round to C. I'm going to trust that it's going in the right direction. This is part of the fun of this game. And yeah, we want to brake the train here just before the switch. And that's going to be obviously to allow those rear cars to go to the military side of things here. I'm half tempted to do it while we're on the move still, because we could have done that, but anyway, we'll do it manually. Right, that's now set. I'm going to throw that switch, and what we'll do now is we should see. One thing I need to do actually, I need to throw that switch. Could do it in either of these locals. I'll do it in the DE2 just to allow the cutout there, so the brakes are controlled by the rear locos, because otherwise they won't move, they'll just remain locked on. hopefully everything should work here as intended. Everything's pressed up against each other, isn't it? But there we go. See, like I said, this speed readout now here isn't representative of what we're actually doing here. It's the DH4 that's currently controlled by the remote. So yeah, here we go, guys. We've got our two different consists basically going to two different locations. So those guys are going there. We're going round this way, and those cars are actually flammable. So let's hope that they're out the way by the time we get there. We've got a bit of throttle on there still. Are they going to be? It's a bit tight, isn't it? They are moving pretty quick though, actually. And yes, thankfully, they're out the way. Alright, let's get these girls in here first then. Although they're going to be pretty much arriving where they need to be in just a moment. It would be beautiful if both of them are in perfectly right. Before we do that, we'll put the parking brake on manually here. Yeah, if I wanted to do this automatically, I could just connect up the remote and do that, but no, we'll do it like that. In fact, we'll just leave that on for a second while we decide what we're doing. So these are in. Now, how far forward are these? Are they too far forward? Looks like they are a little bit. I don't know why the sound sounds a little bit distorted here, as if there's some sort of strange audio effect happening. We'll reverse these up a bit, and we'll also see our other locos over there will reverse a bit, hopefully. We could have got paid for those jobs, but anyway, I'll do it all over here. Oh, there's our locos coming back a lot faster than what we're moving. There we go. Right, so we're going to disconnect here at point 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. There we go. So our other locos over there are also stopped. We just need a parking brake on here. As I said, I'm not in any rush to get paid. The thing is because we've already taken a long time. We took a long excursion as part of this trip, and basically, although we are getting well paid for this, we're certainly not going to hit time bonuses. What's the problem here? Let's see. Handbrake must be applied on at least one car. Did I not put the handbrake on? Did I take it off? I might have been talking too much. Oh yeah, because the parking brake's automatically on, isn't it, when you disconnect like that? Yeah, I'm talking too much. Right. Oh, where's my job gone now? What's going on? Hold on. So I've got this order report, but where's my order gone? So there's one that I tossed in there, but that's disappeared. But that was the military base one. So I'm not going to get paid for that last job. You normally, if you press there, it just reprints the active orders. So I put it into there. I got that out. I can't put this back in. I didn't get paid for it. Oh well. There's nothing I can do further with that one. It's not in my inventory. It's not on the floor. I put it in the machine and it gave me that receipt, which is now gone in the bin, and I can't do anything with it. I can't reprint the active order. You normally just press that and it reprints it for you. It's not the end of the world. It was a loss of about 40-odd thousand there, though. That's quite a lot. That would have obviously maybe covered our expenses in terms of what we're going to need to pay to manually service these locos. In fact, that's what I'm going to do now. So what I will do now is to switch off this for a moment. We'll pair this up. Turn off the wipers. So yeah, we're going to run these girls down here now to be serviced. And then we'll try and hit the shop as well, just to see if there's any goodies that we want while we're here. Alright, let's have a look at the switches on this screen then, in terms of this particular one. So, that's set correctly, that is now set. We're going to go straight down D, and hopefully meet up with our other locos at this end. So I'm just going to go to D and just see how those switches are set. So these LPs are loading platforms, and this is the passenger station section where we're going to be heading through. So that switch is correct. We can go through SP, or we could just go straight down. Let's set it like that, and that will bring us out at that end. Now let's attempt our little trick again, just to see what happens. I'm going to cut that brake out. I'm going to switch on the remote again in receive mode. So we're set there. Now this should lead us down here, straight down. Straight through here. And down to here. But we need to get our other locos, which are also, you know, fairly close by, but probably not going to marry up. I don't know. Right, everything's in the forward. We'll put the train brake off. Ah, no. That's connected up to the other loco, isn't it? Right, let's do this then. We'll get in here. Marry them up like that. Forward, and when we release this, if we're actually in drive, it would help, wouldn't it? I was just worried there. I was distracted by thinking, I wonder if our DE2 over there is in the same you know, reverse the direction, because I think we'd set it to forward, but the remote there I think was in reverse when we disconnected. I don't think it'll be a problem. Let's go and see if we can see. No, nothing's moving down there. That hasn't gone quite right. And she's exactly where we left her. Do you know what the problem is? I shouldn't have cut that out. There we go. So that one didn't work quite as well as the previous attempt, and to be honest with you, they probably wouldn't have married up anyway, but here we go. I think that's our DH4, those lights there. Oh no, yeah, there she is. Right. Loads of DE6s, well, 2 DE6s here, and another DH4. How much fun could you have with those? If we could put together a huge weighty train coming out of here, we could have 2 DE6s at the back, and then DH4, D6, 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 D2. That would be quite fun. Oh my days. Okay, so we're heading into the service area now. So we're gonna go back to this now, switch these switches to suit where we're going, and up to the turntable, which I'll go and check in just a sec. So we're now going to put all this into reverse, And just as we're rolling a bit, get a bit of power, a tiny notch of power there. And we can start shutting these girls down because we can manage now with just the 1d6. Yeah, so the 1d6 at the back here is doing the job basically. So we're going to go in here straight into the service area. And now these have been added. Now this wasn't like this before. These under train areas now. Wow, you've got them across the board. So this is part of the latest update. Because I asked the question at one point, why... So the only place that you could fit lighting previously was in the museum. And now they've changed it so that each of these have got their own pits now. Every single lane, every single service lane has got its own pit. So that's a lot better. It means that you don't need to go to the museum to fit under train lighting. That's all it means at the moment. I don't know whether there's any further plans to do something further with servicing locos. Obviously we've got the petrol loco on the way and the electric loco, the wired electric loco. So maybe there's some stuff there that you need to do servicing wise. Look at the bulk of this though. I love the look of these DE6s, they're so intimidating. So here's our fuel nozzle. I'll stick a parking brake on there and shut this down. Right. So, we would have had over 1 million now. Bear in mind we've got 965,000 and we've now connected up ready to service basically 6 locos. And there's only some of those which are ours. There's 2 rented DE6s. So let's see how much this is going to cost us. So, sorry, I should have said L011, which is this one. So this is a rented one. Not that it makes any difference at this stage. So, 14.4. So this was the loco that did the work when it came to the military base. We ran it back and forth to harbour, although we did refuel at harbour as well. Right. Let's try and do this methodically. So 078, which isn't that one. There we go, 78. So this is our DE2. This should be fairly reasonable. Although she is going to take on a decent amount of fuel here. So 19.3. Hopefully this is now in order. 097. Yeah. So 097, the slug will be after this one, so we shouldn't see any refueling, obviously, for the slug. That's how we'll be able to tell. So this is our other rented DE6. We didn't refuel her on the way, apart from actually we did do a stop at steel mill, didn't we, early on? 28.2 so far. Right, so this is the slug, so no mechanical powertrain here. Just a little bit of repair there to the electrical powertrain and wheels, but no refueling of any type. So 31.5, and then we're getting into our, this is our DE6. So 43.4, and lastly our DH4, which doesn't have an electrical powertrain. And there we've got it, guys, 48.4. So yes, that machine factory job that we didn't get paid for some reason that's never happened before. That would have covered the cost of our servicing. And there we go, guys. There's our trains refueled and serviced. What I'm going to do as a final step here is head across to the station office. You see the cheeky thing here? Is that right? So those cars that we brought in here, they've already, 7 of them have already been moved, basically. Basically, in some way the game's decided to offload them. So we've got 7 that are missing, and these, sorry, was it? No, there's only 2 cars left here, sorry. So 8. The game has already moved, even though we didn't get paid. And if we press this now, it's still not going to pay us, which is marvelous, isn't it? We can't even, the game doesn't even recognize that we brought them. It doesn't give us the opportunity to offload them. We will have a look at these jobs in just a sec though, because there might be some nice things. But what I wanted to do is to come over here, take a look at the fees to see if there's anything further required. So what's this? Regular wear and tear. 390 for a vehicle damage. That is a boxcar military body. Ooh, dare say I don't know about that one. Not too sure what damage we did. Sorry, got into the wrong thing. And these 2 will be environmental costs for the 2 locos that we borrowed, although they look a little high, these. Used resources and emissions. So yeah, emissions, sand. Didn't we just fill them with sand? Maybe I missed that. And that one's just purely emissions. Okay, more money, more problems. Let's do it. Alright, all fees cleared. So, we are basically 900,000 up after that last set of videos. Let's see what we can take here. I don't fancy going to Sawmill, but we haven't been there actually. So that is a pickup, and that will be a run to Sawmill. I've only ever been there once, and that could be good. Although we do have harbour here, harbour again, goods factory in town, which is out of our way, quite frankly. Oil refinery. So that's here. Could be an interesting set of jobs coming up here. Machine factory, that's a drop off, shunt drop off. Sawmill again. And harbour, which would be a shunt job leading into a job going to harbour. So maybe next time we could do these. So yeah, I'm going to hit save immediately after this. I think we could start the next video by shunting this and this, preparing them, and then taking these 6 jobs out of here. I think that could be quite good fun. But otherwise, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this mini-series of jobs. If you have, please do hit the like button. But yeah, hit me up in the comments section as well. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Obviously, our locos have served us well, and I really appreciate you guys watching, as always. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know one way or the other. But yeah, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd love it if you'd go ahead and do that, and hit the notification bell to be notified of up and coming videos. But otherwise, guys, this is the arrival here at Machine Factory. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you guys again soon.